So that's the outing next month. Might have to change the date of it, we're not too sure at the moment, but we will contact each and every one of you just by telephone to let you know. That would be great if you could all come along. We all have a good time of fellowship, each one with the other, and it's good to wind up the year just in that sentiment. The other announcement I have is the good news for Killalay. This is the 10 commissions taking place in Seaview and Killalay. There's some wee leaflets out here in the hall if you want to take some with you. It's from the 16th to the 30th of May down in Killalay. There's a programme in the inside. Please, if you do have a few nights free, we would appreciate your support for our brothers and sisters down there in Killalay. Now, I have a couple of special announcements to do as well. Happy birthday to Eunice. Where's Eunice? Happy
Speak up, sir. Sorry. First of all, this wee roach has been found on the floor here. Does it belong to anyone? Anybody? Yeah, that's cool. Sorry. Yes.
And I remember taking a deputation meeting. It was a different group, it was in the afternoon. And I don't think that any of you maybe were at that meeting. I don't know, but anyway, if you were, you'd hear some of the same things again. I'm sure you've forgotten. I've nearly forgotten myself because it's so long since I've taken a deputation meeting. But we represent tonight the Disabled Christians Fellowship, and it's called now, it's changed now to Disabled Christians Fellowship Ireland, and you'll find out in a wee while why. Our aims are to provide the gospel message to unsafe people who are disabled or elderly, and to provide fellowship for those who already do know the Lord. As you are aware, many folk who are in wheelchairs or who have, Zimmers and other helps like that, they can't get into normal churches easily. So we provide monthly meetings that they can be brought to, and you'll see later just how we do that. The work commenced back in 1959, and it was commenced by a lady who lived in Bristol, who suffered from multiple sclerosis and who was in a wheelchair. And she didn't get out to church very often, maybe an odd time when somebody came and took her. But that lady was a Christian, and she thought of others who were housebound and couldn't get to meetings or to church similar to her with different medical complaints. And the Lord used her to start this tremendous work among these dear people. It started off just as a postal organisation because she had great writing ability, and she wrote some poems and articles and got them put into a little magazine, and the little magazine was called The Link, and it was posted out to different folk. And then eventually it grew so big that a man who worked for, I'm sure you know about the Belfast City Mission, you'd be well aware of that great work that goes on. Well, this man did a similar work over in Bristol, worked for the Bristol City Mission, and he took up the work because she wouldn't be able to do all what he managed to get done, and he organised meetings throughout England for disabled people and elderly people. And they used to, we think your branch is quite big, but they literally brought up to 500 people. They only had a rally every now and again, and they would have brought about 500 disabled people to those meetings. Shows you how, the work grew. So then it eventually, I can't go in, I haven't time tonight to go into all the details about how it grew, but it eventually grew and grew and grew, and then it was called the Disabled Christians Fellowship. At the beginning it was just rallies for disabled people, then it became known as DCF. And then there was, you'll be very happy about this, there was a Presbyterian minister over in England, and he met this man, Mr. Evans, and he saw the great work that was being carried out, and he came over here back home with a real vision to see a work like this started here in Northern Ireland. And again, I can't go into all the details about how he managed that, but the work officially started, that was in '64, and the work officially started here over in East Belfast in 1965, when what we call a branch was formed, and you'll see again on our pictures what a branch really constitutes. Initially, we were joined to England as part of, and then they would have come over here and bossed us about a bit, you see. But we're now independent of England, and because we want to try and go down into the south of Ireland and have our work all over Ireland, but it's quite a mammoth task. We're now independent and we're called DCF Ireland. Now Daisy and I I worked in the home for a while, and you'll hear a bit about the home from our friends here on the slides, or on the pictures. But we managed the home up in Newcastle for a number of years from its inception, and we now are, I'm a happily retired person. I must be joking. I'm working just as hard as when I worked. And we work with the Saintfield branch, and we're actually taking a group in a couple of weeks up to the home for a holiday. And these two girls here, it's lovely, to have younger people in the work, because most of our branches are like myself, they're all getting on, and we're just not as able as what we used to be. And it's lovely to have these two young girls with us tonight. It's Lynn and Gilly, and I'll let them introduce themselves to you. And they work with the local branch up here in South Belfast, and they meet up in St John's Hall. But I'll not tell you anything more about them, because they're going to talk to you a wee bit now about themselves. Okay? And thank you very much for having us.